Hi friends, I'm Ramesh Turti, right? Being a geography faculty from past 21 years and just teach for only civil services. Okay, so I'll be telling you something about the facts. In fact, they are not the facts, they are the myths of civil services, right? Lots of people will be having several of the, the inhalations or the lots of different ideas, right? And they think that what exactly civil services are, where to go to find out what the civil services are, right? And like there are several sites also, right? Lots of sites are there in the Google where they are trying to give the inputs about the civil services. Okay, so let us talk about this civil services, right? Yeah. So what generally happens, the people will be having apprehensions regarding the number of aspirants, right? Because in the newspapers several times we will be reading the article stating that nearly 10 lakh people has filled the application form for the UPSC examinations. Okay, but what will be the notification for? A maximum of 1,000. Okay, the notification will be for 1,000 posts, right? Whereas the number of applicants for the examination will be around 10 lakhs. What we read in the examination, what we read in the newspapers, right? So what exactly is happening? Not all the people who are filling the application forms will be writing the examination, as we know, right? If you have attempted the civil service examination once, right, you will be knowing once you enter into the classroom expecting lots of students sitting in the class, but you will be finding hardly 5 to 10 people or 5 to 10 aspirants sitting in a big hall, which means nearly 25 to 30% of the attendance there, which means 70 to 75% of the people will not even attend the examination. So ultimately how many people are writing? Let us take in a higher note of it only, guys, right? So let us think that the attendance is for 30%, which means 3 lakh people are attending the examination. Okay, the 3 lakhs of people are attending the examination, right? And out of that 3 lakh people, you know what happens? 50% will be attempting for the sake of just experience. Okay, they say that I will be looking at the examination pattern, I will be attempting this time for just the sake of the experience, because next year I want to give it my best. So what is happening? 50% will be attending only for the sake of experience, which means only 1,50,000, right? Only 1.5 lakh people are seriously writing the examination, right? And out of that 1,50,000 who are attempting the examination, right? In the first paper, they will be 1,50,000 in the classroom, right? After attempting the first paper, right, 50% will be moving out and they will not be attempting the second paper, because they will be knowing, right, to what depth their analysis and their preparation was. So automatically what happened? Only for the second paper, that's what the CSAT, right? For the second paper, we will be having only 75,000 people will be writing. So they are the real contenders, they are the real aspirants of the civil services, guys. Okay, and they are the top-notch contenders. What does that mean, right? All the 75,000 people who are giving the examination are equipotent, they are equally potential to get into the services. This is where the crux lies, right? What is happening here, when you are trying to get a single negativity, or if you are not giving a answer perfectly in one question, you are completely lost, guys, right? So what will be your plan of action then? Then you will be going for the next prelims. Okay, because you have not written the examination now, and those who are writing it perfectly with all the preparation and with all the braveness, right, taking out the timidity, right, and with correct approach, they will be going for the mains. Okay, so what's happening? Out of all the 75,000 of the top-notch people, right? What is happening? Depending on the marks what you are getting, right? You will be writing the mains or you will be preparing for the next preliminary examinations. Okay, this is what will be happening in the exam, guys, right? Many of the people will be having lots of aspirations, but when you enter into the examination, right, the fear, the phobia what you will be having in your mind, that will be making you to come out, guys, and simply you will be wasting your one attempt, right? And what I said, around 10 lakh people aspirants are there. There also the same thing is happening. When they are preparing, when they are going to fill the application form, right, or send the application form, at that time they will be very much enthusiastic, saying that yes, I am going to write the examination. But as the time approach, right, as the time nearby for the preliminary examination, half of their morals will be coming down. So automatically what happen, guys? They will not even attend the examination. That is the reason because of which in the examination, when we enter into the classroom, only 25 to 30% of the people will be attending the examination, guys. That is very pitiable. It is because the faculties with whom they are taking the coaching, they are not giving them enough confidence to write the examination or to attend the examination, guys. This is what which is happening with many of the so-called big institutions, because the name is big, guys, but the people who are going there, they are going with lots of aspirations and several years of preparation. After taking the coachings in several of the regional institutions and their preparations, etc., they are going and taking the admission in the bigger named institutions, and ultimately with the efforts of these people, the institutions are getting the name and fame, guys. Okay, so what is actually happening, right? So out of this 75,000 aspirants who are attending, right, so they are attempting the multiple choice questions in the preliminary examinations. Okay, so the prelims will be consisting of the multiple choice questions, right, and the multiple choice questions are being asked in 2 papers, right. So number one is, the paper 1 is the general studies paper. Okay, so in this paper you will be having 7 modules. Okay, and the questions asked are 100 with 200 marks, right. So what the examiner is trying to know or get out of you, right. So here they are trying to comprehend the general aspects of the entire world and particularly India, guys. So in this they are asking about the history, right, the Indian history along with the Indian national movement. Okay, until and unless you know what the history of our India is, right, what and how you will be protecting our culture, our nationality, and how you will be giving the same in a baggage to the future generations, because history is hereditary, guys, right, which has been given by our forefathers. So we have to pass that on to our next generation. So you should have the knowledge of history, right, and most importantly the freedom struggle, right. How many people, how many leaders and how many innocents have given their lives for our freedom, guys, which we are enjoying, right. The second is geography, right. Geography is related to the world's aspects, guys, right, the geomorphological aspects of the world, right. And in geography we also talk about the world and India, right. Both the world and India has been talked in the geography aspects, right. And here we are studying about both the physical and human or cultural geography. Physical geography is the one which is said to be the God-given geography. Okay, and human geography or the cultural geography is the one, the demigod given geography. So we will be studying both the physical and cultural geographies of world and India as such. Okay, next is Indian polity, right, the political system of India, the constitution of India, right? The governance part which is taking place in India, the administrative parts, right? And the schemes which have been introduced by the government of India for the upliftment of the poor, right? All these things will be studied in the polity, right? Basically, most of the stress will be on the Constitution of India, guys, right? And the Constitution, we know that it is the preamble, right, the soul of the Constitution, which each and every government is striving to achieve, guys, right? Next comes economy, right? So economy includes the economical and social upgradation of the country as a whole. Okay, so the schemes which have been given by the government, right, the prosperity of the country, right, the different stages of economic development, right, and it includes both the socio-economic developments, guys, right. Then comes the environment ecology. These are the current or the issues, contemporary issues mostly asked in the examination, right. How the pollutants are, what the pollutants are, right, why the air quality index is coming down, right, and why we are trying to protect our environment, right, why there is the Kyoto Protocol, why there is the Rio de Janeiro Summit, right, what is Paris Convention, right, what are the climatic change intergovernmental meetings. All these things will be studied in environment and ecology, guys, because we have to live in this world, right, in a sustainable basis, because we are striving to live better and give a better place for our next generations, guys. So as a parent, when we grow, or if you think of your parents, what they are trying to do, they are trying to provide better amenities for the next generation, that is you guys. Whatever the hardships they have undergone, they does not want you to go through the same hardships, right. So when we are thinking of a single family, we are thinking all these things, right. But when you are looking at the global perspective, what we should do, it is each and everybody's, right, each and everybody's what is that, responsibility, each and everybody's responsibility to protect the ecology and environment and give to the next generations, guys. Okay, yeah. Next comes the science and technology, the innovations which are taking place in the science and technologies, the spatial aspects or the temporal aspects, along with the recent discoveries, guys, right. And some of the questions will also be asked related to the physical, the chemical and the biological sciences. Okay, this is related to the science and technology. And last is the current affairs. It involves both the international and national events. So this is related to the paper 1, right, and with 7 modules, guys. So the 7 modules, whatever we have done just now, they are there, right, and out of the 7 modules, right, 100 questions are asked and they are of MCQ types, multiple choice questions types, right. And many of the faculties, they will be claiming that you should have one strategy or preparation strategy should be there, right. But if you look at the previous question papers from the past 25 years which has been given by the UPSC, right, there is no strategy followed by any year, guys, in any year, because in one year they are giving more number of economy bits, in the another year they are giving more number of polity bits, in some of the years they are giving more number of environment and ecology bits, right. If you look at this examination pattern from past 2 to 3 years, the ecology and environment has been taken into the strides and they are asking more number of questions from this. But other than that, every year they are going on changing. Last before year, lots of current affairs questions were asked. So what the people thought or the aspirants thought, last year also they will be asking the same pattern. But last year the current affairs questions were very less, and all the static questions of different subjects were asked, the theme based. So people got lost, guys. So there is no strategy until and unless you prepare wholeheartedly for each and every subject, you can clear the examination. Okay, next comes the paper 2, CSAT, what we call. What is this CSAT? civil services aptitude test. Okay, and this question will be for 80 questions. This paper will be for 80 questions, again 200 marks. And what does this paper is associated with? Aptitude, reasoning and decision making, guys. So these are the three things which will be taken into consideration. They are trying to evaluate what is your decision making abilities, how you can reason the contemporary issue which has been given there. Okay, so this is what which will be seen in the paper 2, guys. So once this preliminary examination is over, right? Actually the preliminary examination is just a screening test, guys. What are the marks you are getting here, right? That will be not taken into consideration in the mains. And how you will be evaluated here, right? Here in the first paper, right, for every question it will be 2 marks carried, guys. That's the reason, because of 100 questions 200 marks, right? In the second paper 2.5 marks per question. That is the reason because of which 80 questions 200 marks, right? And whenever we talk, they say that both the papers are taken into consideration for clearing the prelims. That is correct. But how they will be taking that both papers into consideration? See, because if you are going with only the second paper, right, the people who are preparing for MBAs, MCA examinations, they are very, very good in this part. So automatically what happened? They may get 150 to 200 here only. So what will be happening if they won't get anything here, or 10 to 20 marks here, right? So if you add them, they are getting nearly 200 marks. So they will be called for the examination, but that is not happening. That has happened in 2011 when they have introduced this type of pattern, right? So then they have changed the strategy. Though both papers marks are taken into consideration, they are saying that this is only, like, it is not been given lots of weightage when it comes to the attaining of the marks. This will be given lots of weightage, guys, because once you clear this examination, then only this part is going to be evaluated. And then whatever the marks you are getting, they will be combining and they will be giving out the result, guys. So automatically what happens? You have to be perfect in this and then think of this, because if you are not clearing, if you are not getting the minimum marks here, this paper will be of no use. Okay, guys. So you have to get the best in this, and then you have to get the best in this also. Then only the two of the papers marks will be combined and they will be announcing the preliminary results, guys. Okay, so once the results are out, how many people have taken the preliminary examination with truest of the spirits? It's only 75,000, guys, not the 10 lakh of the aspirants who have filled the forms, or not the 3 lakh of the people who have attempted the first paper, guys. Okay, yeah. So out of all these, out of all these aspirants, 75,000 of the aspirants, right, the selection will be done for 1:12 or 1:12.5 for to be called in the mains examinations, guys. Okay, 75,000 people have written their prelims, MCQs, right? Out of that, how many people will be called for writing the mains? 1:12 or 12.5. What does that mean? If the 1,000 posts are being given in the notification, 12,000 to 12,500 people will be called for writing the mains examination. And the mains examination is of descriptive type. Okay, so how many people are writing? 12,500 people will be tentatively called for writing the mains examination. And the mains examination is descriptive type, where the aspirants are required to write their answers descriptively, right? Whatever they have studied, right? Whatever they have comprehended throughout their preparation, they have to put that comprehended information in a stipulated word limit, guys. And in the mains, you will be having 9 papers. Okay, out of that 9 papers, right, 2 of them are just qualifying, guys. Out of the total 9 descriptive question papers, right, 2 of them are just the qualifying papers, and these 2 of the qualifying papers are, one, the regional language paper, and the regional language paper can be anything, right? The regional language paper can be anything. The regional, there are several of the languages like Hindi, Telugu, Marathi, Gujarati, whatever the regional language you want to choose, you can choose, right? The second one is the English, guys. Okay, so 2 of the papers, they say that these two papers will be of just 10th class standard, and all these 2 papers will be having one pressure writing, okay, some grammar part, okay, and the comprehensive reading and writing of the questions, etc. That's it, guys. Okay, and these 2 are qualifying papers, what we are telling, right? And these 2 papers will be for 300 marks each, but you have to get only 25% of the 300 marks to qualify, guys. Okay, people will be having wrong information saying that 35% of the marks should be obtained by them. It is only 25% of the total marks of this should be obtained by the aspirants. Only once these 2 are cleared with minimum qualification, minimum 25% of the marks, then these papers will be going for evaluation. If you are not qualifying this, right, what happened? Whatever the marks you are getting here, they will be of no use. Okay, so these are qualifying papers where you have to be very specific, because I know some of the faculties who are claiming themselves to be very big faculties, right? Those who have not qualified in the qualifying papers, and those who have not written their main single times till now, but they are claiming that they have attended the interview several times. So lots of people are there who are trying to boost their image by giving you the false informations, guys. Okay, yeah. So the main paper, right, with 7, the mains paper with 7 papers included in it are the paper 1, okay, which is related to the essay paper. Okay, the essay paper will be related to the contemporary aspects or historical events. Okay, previously we used to have only they used to give 8 to 10 essay topics. Out of that you have to write only 1, but from few years they are giving 2 sections, section 1 and section 2 in the essays, and you have to write 1 question from the section 1 and 1 question from the section 2, or section A and section B. So that is essay, right? Then GS1, right, GS1 paper, and that is called as the paper 2 of the civil service examination, and paper 2 is nothing but GS1, general studies 1. Okay, so the general studies 1 paper will be having the social aspects, okay, the historical aspects, okay, the human development related aspects, and the geographical aspects. Okay, that is present in the paper 2, that is GS1, right? Then comes the paper 3 or the GS2. This is related to the governance, okay, international relations, right, and the political system of India, guys, right? And the paper 4, that is GS3, this includes the disasters, the science and technology, okay, the infrastructure, right, the agriculture, industries, that is economy, etc., guys. So this is present in the GS3 or paper 4, right? Then paper 5, that is GS paper 4, ethics and integrity. This is the topic, this is the paper where you have to have lots of in-depth knowledge related to the ethicalities ethicalities pertaining to different religions. What is realistically ethical? What is non-ethical? How you will be looking at the situation, how you will be responding at the situation ethically and morally, that will be asked in the examination or asked in this paper 5 or GS4, guys. Then comes paper 6 and paper 7. These are related to the optional papers, where you can choose any of the option which you think that it is good for you. Okay, so when we are choosing these optionals, right, for that I am preparing, or the next video is there in which you can see and you can learn how to select the option, guys, right. So out of these 7, each and every paper will be for 250 marks. Okay, so 7 papers for 250 marks each, that is coming to 1750 marks. So the mains examination is for 1750 marks in total. Okay, depending on the marks what you got here, depending on the marks what you got here, you will be called for the interviews, guys. Okay, you will be called for the interviews. So how many people have taken the mains examination? 12,500. Okay, just now we have seen 1:12.5. 1:12.5 ratio will be called for the mains. So 12,500 people have written their mains examination, right. Out of them, only 1:2 will be called for the interview. And who the 1:2 means only 2,000 people will be called for the interview, because the notification is given for 1,000 posts. Okay, 1,000 posts, 2,000 people will be called for the interview, and the interview will be for 275 marks, guys, right. So they will be looking at your persona, right, your attitude, your ability to grasp, and spontaneity of yours to give the answer or to solve the situation, guys, and that interview will be for 275 marks. So the grand total will be 1750 marks in the mains and 275 marks in the interviews. So that is coming to 2025 marks. So the total examination will be for 2025 marks, and depending on the marks what you are getting here, right, the top 1,000 people will be selected for different services. So 1:2 ratio they have taken, right. So 2,000 people are being called for the interview, but how many people have been selected at the end? Only 1,000, because the notification was given for only the 1,000 posts, guys, right. So when we talk about these posts or the 1,000 services, right, so these services, 1,000 posts are allocated or they are taken from 24 different services, guys. Okay, so when you are writing the UPSC examination, you are not only writing for IAS and IPS. There are 24 different services included into this single examination. Depending on the marks what you got, you will be allocated any of these 24 services depending on what you have opted, guys. Okay, so what these 24 services are, right? The 2 are called as the All India services, IAS and IPS. These 2 are called as the All India services, right? Many of the people will be opting for these only, guys, right? Next one is called the Indian representative service, that is the Indian foreign services, guys, because you will be representing, if you are getting selected into this service, you will be representing India in the outside world. Okay, so that is called as the Indian representative service. Then 16 are called as the Group A services. Okay, IRS, IATS, right? All these will be coming under the Group A services, guys. And 5 of them are called as the Group B services. Okay, and the Group B services are mostly related to the Union territories, guys. So this is related to the 24 different services. So depending on the marks what you got, you will be allocated the service which you deserve. Okay, guys. So this is the pattern where the questions are asked, how the questions are asked, and how the selection is being made. So people will be having lots of confusion. That is the reason because of which I have made this video for you people, so that once you listen to this, right, you will be getting an overall idea, right, how the pattern of the examination is, right, whether really the examination is so tough, because whenever we look into the newspapers, they say that 10 lakh applicants, 9 lakh applicants, 8 lakh applicants. So half of our morale will be dying there. But that is not the truth, guys. Okay. So on the whole, at the end, 75,000 to 50,000 contenders are the true and top-notch contenders for the examination. So your competition in the entire India is with only 50,000 to 75,000 contenders, not all the fellows or the aspirants who have filled the application. Okay, and out of that 1:12 will be called for the interviews. So think how easy is to clear the preliminary examination, right? And I will be telling you in the next video how and which are the subjects, if you read them perfectly, you will be getting the marks to be selected into the preliminary or mains examination, guys. Thank you very much.